Kawai's exclusive session trainer GB series now introduces the new model GB-2, which expands the possibilities established by GB-1 with new features such as user song, overdrive, MIDI capability, and more. In this video, we'll introduce you to the Kawai GB-2 session trainer's main specifications and basic uses. At first, we'll introduce you to the most basic operation of the GB-2, to use as an accompaniment machine for the electric guitar. There are no speakers in the GB-2, so in order to listen to the sound, it's necessary to connect either a headphone or an amplifier and speakers. In this section, we'll show you where to connect the electric guitar to the GB-2's input jack, and run two cables from the stereo line-out jacks to two KM20 speakers to monitor both the sound of the GB-2 and the guitar. If you're ready, let's play an internal pattern. First, press the intro-ending switch. Next, match the GB-2 accompaniment pattern and play the guitar any way you like. The LCD always displays the chord name that the GB-2 is playing now, and also the chord change coming up. When you want to change the sound of the guitar, just turn on the overdrive switch. If you want to turn off this distortion effect, push the overdrive switch one more time. So far, we've shown you the basic method of performing or practicing with the GB-2. As you know, the GB-2 internal preset patterns are always structured in three parts: drums, bass, and chords. If you want to turn off the chord accompaniment and practice rhythm guitar, push the chord switch. When the chord volume reads 0, the chord part of the pattern will be completely mute. Every time you push the switch, the volume automatically switches from level 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 and back again. Also, you can adjust the bass volume with the bass switch. If you turn off the bass, you can use the GB-2 as just a rhythm machine, which is great for bass practice. How was that? You can use the GB-2 to improve your practice and make your performances more professional. As you know, all of the GB-2 internal patterns already contain preset chord progressions. In this section, we'll show you how you can input your own chord progressions and play them along with the GB-2 pattern. To do this, you use the User Song feature. For example, In order to input this 4-bar chord progression in the Fusion style, first you choose one of the 10 open user song memory spaces listed in numbers 90 through 99. Push the edit switch so it automatically goes into the edit mode. Using the value dial, choose the rhythm function. Choose pattern number 39, Fusion. Next, move to the chord function. This is the order and timing that you follow in programming the chords. Be sure to put a return message at the end of the 4th bar. Well, now let's play the user song that we just created. It will continuously repeat the same 4 measures which we just input. Go back to the rhythm function once more and choose pattern number 40, Big Band. The same chord progression will now be performed in the big band jazz style. Using this rhythm function, you can play the same chord progression with different kinds of rhythm arrangements, one by one, and decide which one suits you best. Besides this, there are 2 other useful functions that you can use to make user songs. First, copy. It's very useful when you want to make only a few changes in the chord progression of a preset pattern. Secondly, loop. With this function, you can repeat a specified area of a user song from 1 to an infinite number of times. This is convenient for repeating ad-lib parts as long as you want. Well, we'll save the user song that we just made on a Kawai card RAM DC8, DC16, or DC32. Later, we can load it back into the GB-2 unit. So, how was that? With the GB-2 user song, you can input your own chord progressions. It's a great help in practice or in making your own demo tapes. Each of you can think of your own individual ways of using the GB-2 as well. The convenient features which put the GB-2 a step ahead of the others are contained in the Special mode. Now we'll show you some of them. The System Tune. This function generates the sound of the standard A pitch in order to accurately tune a guitar or other instruments with the GB-2. There are a total of 7 adjustable steps of sound above and 8 adjustable steps below this standard pitch to which the GB-2 can be adjusted in order to match your instrument. So, for instruments such as a piano that you can adjust, there's no worry about being able to play them together. The foot switch setting. When you connect the foot switch to the GB-2 and assign the fill-in or intro-ending function to it, you can control it with your foot while you're playing the guitar. This is really convenient. For example, during live performances with the GB-2. Overdrive on and off, tempo up and down. Any of the GB-2 switch functions can be controlled by the foot switch. Manual drums. When you turn on the manual drum function, with the 10 keys you can create drum and percussion sounds. With the tips of your fingers you can create spectacular drum fills and multiply your performance fun. The special repeat. This function adds enjoyable variations to preset performance patterns. For example, with speed up, each time a pattern or song repeats, the tempo increases. Or take a transpose up, where the key rises 1/2 note each repeat. Or 2 other modes, all of which can improve your musical technique. Monochord. When you turn on the monochord function, the pattern repeats one chord endlessly. This is a good way to test how far you can develop your ad-lib ability using just one chord. The GB-2 contains 48 internal patterns, but it can also accept card ROMs, sold separately by Kawai to add new patterns to your collection. Right now, there are 2 versions of the card ROM, Rock and Metal. Both feature many famous hit songs for you to play. Kawai is now developing card ROMs featuring many other types of music for your future enjoyment. Now, the GB-2 can also be linked with MIDI, the leading edge of digital musical instruments. In this section, we'd like to introduce you to the use of the GB-2 together with MIDI. You can use the GB-2 as a 4-part plus drum multiple sound module. For example, with the Q80 sequencer, you can transmit MIDI signals and give an ensemble-type performance. By setting the GB-2 on monochord and connecting it to a MIDI keyboard, you can control the chord changes from the keyboard. Using the MIDI exclusive mode, you can transmit user songs to or from a MIDI data recorder, such as the Q80, for storing or filing. You can conveniently store and file a tremendous amount of song data this way. Used along with MIDI, the GB-2 possibilities increase greatly. Now you can use your MIDI instruments in a more sophisticated way and get more enjoyment out of them. Well, how was that? There's more than what we've shown you here. There are a lot of other advanced functions available on the GB-2. Now expand your musical horizons with the Kawai GB-2 Session Trainer.